Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I'm Bobbie and this is Bobbie Reads Tarot. And the reason I have this box out here is because I don't think I found the link to buy this online. So this is, if you're looking for this specific deck, because I know a lot of people ask me about it, this is what deck this is that I'm going to be using today. Okay, hi everybody. Did I say I'm Bobbie and this is Bobbie Reads Tarot? Well, that's what's up. Queen of Wands. So today I want to look into, sorry, that was a terrible shuffle. I want to look into the reason for the NATO Secretary Matt Rutte. I think it's Rutte. It's R-U-T-T-E. He visited Trump last week, the same day that there was that motorcade with the ambulances where everyone was like freaking out. So I want to know why the Secretary of NATO was at Mar-a-Lago visiting Donald Trump. What was discussed? Why was he there? Did that have anything to do with the ambulances? They did say the ambulances routinely do travel with entourages, with like the presidential motorcades. And then I have seen additional like video footage that does confirm this, video footage that's like been filmed prior. So it very well could be what they're saying. It very well could have just been part of a motorcade and not a big deal. But I think it's very, death. I think it's very interesting. And so I would like to know why Trump was meeting with Mark Rutte from NATO. So let's just see what we can see, shall we? As always, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. All of this is alleged. Please do your own research, form your own opinions. Again, entertainment purposes only, okay? And if you have not yet subscribed, please consider clicking that little subscribe button. And if you are interested in joining, the link to join is in the description box of this reading. And if you are a member, I do member-only lives where you get to ask your questions and I pull tarot cards for you live. So if you're interested in that, the link to that is in the description. Okay. I think that's all my like little spiel for you. Interesting. Okay. So we're starting off with the Star card. The Star card is a very interesting card to have here as the main energy of this reading. So the Star card is about intuition. It's about secrets, it's about learning, and it's about gaining knowledge. So there's secrets that are being either exchanged or they're trying to figure out what secrets Trump knows. And then they're trying to gain information. They're trying to learn. They're trying to gain knowledge from him. And one of the things I want to look at in this reading is the context also of Trump and Putin's phone calls. And now that we have this with secrets, I feel like it ties in. Okay. So what's the challenge? The challenge is the Two of Swords. This is like a stalemate. So I think that NATO and probably other organizations across the world, governments, things like that, I think that they are kind of at a stalemate with Trump. I don't think he's sharing too much of what he knows, and I don't think he's giving them too much. And I think Trump has done a lot more than what he's sharing with the people who are asking questions. But there's definitely this like choices have to be made, but they're not being made. It's literally like a stalemate is what I'm feeling. So when Mark Rutte went to visit Trump, he went with this sort of empathetic, understanding, like he came from this energy of being really sensitive to Trump to try to like get get more flies with honey. Like he definitely came in with honey, but what he got out of it in return was very much this King of Cups reversed energy. And this is all about someone who is volatile, someone who is super distracted, someone who's just incredibly emotional. They let their emotions rule them. Well, that's clearly Donald Trump. And that's where this conversation has gone. When Mark Rutte went into this conversation, he went in with a Two of Cups energy. He went in wanting to build a partnership, a relationship, some kind of really good working, well, I mean, as good as it can be with Trump, but he like went in with with a true desire to actually partner with Trump. But what he didn't see coming was this overly aggressive look. He's playing polo, but it almost kind of looks like golf, and Trump's such a golf player. But this is someone who's on the warpath. And Root did not see that coming. He did not see that coming, which I guess he kind of should have seen it coming. I think that the energy that I'm getting is that he really, in his ignorance, thought that he could go in there and Trump would be very understanding. And that's not at all what he got. Trump's just like, I'm in control. I hold all the information and you can have it. I'm not going to share it with you. Seven of Swords. Look at this picture. Look at this card. It's someone going to shake a hand and the other hand being a snake and getting bit. That's a really really good picture of it. This is, Root was trying to come in and partner, but what he got was bit by the snake. This is someone who is deceptive and impulsive. So the energy that Trump is putting out is that very impulsive, very chaotic, very deceptive energy. We have the Queen of Coins, or the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is about generosity and support. They're really trying to provide Trump with this feeling of like being supported by NATO, because NATO has a lot to lose. Like, they want to know, is Trump going to stay in or is he going to leave NATO? Because that's going to be massive. That's huge. I mean, that's like, if the US leaves NATO, that would be probably pretty catastrophic, because those are our only Eastern allies. So all of our weaponry, like if we were ever attacked, or the deterrence that keeps people from attacking us, all of those weapons lie within, those are NATO, weapon systems. It's like managed by NATO. So I mean, think about that. If you're not part of NATO, then you lose that protection. That's a big protection to lose. Okay. So we have this Four of Coins reversed. This is like, I'm bored, I'm dissatisfied. It's like, I just don't care. This is boring and I don't want to deal with it. And there's just this huge fear that because of that, attitude from him, that he's going to blow everything up. And then we have the Fool reversed. And the Fool reversed is about being foolish, making wrong decisions. If this is upright, this is new beginnings, right? So this could be like a new relationship with NATO, like starting over. This right here is very much like, and this is in like vanity too. This is a lot of ego. So he's going to make a really foolish decision. And I feel like he's going to pull out of NATO. Let's see. Let's ask. I want to know, is Donald Trump going to pull out of NATO? Man, as I get older, it gets harder and harder to shuffle these decks. Like, my fingers don't want to get around them right. In my youth, I didn't have those problems. Okay. So I want to know, is Trump going to stay in NATO? I want to start with 3 cards. Okay, we have King of Cups. Is Trump going to stay in NATO? That's too many. Is Trump going to stay in NATO? If you're wondering why there's tape on some of my cards, these cards, my kids got them for me for my birthday. I love them. They celebrate queerness. They didn't know that when they bought them. They thought they were buying me just like tattoo cards. So we had a fun surprise when we opened the box, but we love them. But some of them show a lot. So for modesty purposes, we just, covered it up. Make it YouTube appropriate. One more card, please, Spirit, for is Trump going to leave NATO? Oh, and we have one. We have a missed one. Well, actually, one probably just fell off. We'll just cover these lovers like that. How's that? Okay, so the lovers card is about partnerships. Okay, it's partnerships. It's people working together. The world reversed, though, talks about lacking fulfillment, being skeptical about something. This is being really overly emotional. I want to get one more card here. The 5 of Wands. So the 5 of Wands is about competition and rivalry, contention and strong opinions. I don't know that Spirit is ready to give me that answer or if that energy has even been determined yet. I think that maybe this discussion that Trump had with Mark Rutte was about the U.S. staying in NATO or leaving NATO, what the intentions are, and I don't think it's been determined yet. I think that they're still making decisions, trying to figure out what's going to be the most beneficial for Trump and then the most beneficial for the billionaires of the world. So I really feel like that's why we're not getting a clear answer, and I don't want to push this, okay? But it is going to be a highly, it's going to be a topic that's, he is, what am I trying to say? He could go either way. You know what I mean? Like, it would not take him much to say, I mean, it's going to be a 50-50 shot. Like, it's going to be a close call whether the U.S. stays or whether the U.S. goes. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. So we know that Mark Rutte was there to discuss if the U.S. was going to stay in NATO or leave NATO. That's why he was there. And we've seen that Trump has not yet determined what he's going to do, or it has not yet been decided, I guess, by the energies of the universe. So now I want to know, what is the context of the conversations between Putin and Trump? What is the context of their conversations? What do they discuss? What does that look like? The secret conversations, not the conversations he had while he was in office, but like the 7 or more conversations he had after he left office. And thank you guys so much for Hatch Act and Logan Act. I didn't know what so a civilian cannot discuss policy on behalf of a country. And people were amazing and told me it was the Logan Act. So it is not legal for Trump to have conversations with Putin, period. I don't care what anyone's like opinion, like, oh, well, that's dumb, or, oh, well, he should be able to. I don't care. Legally, he can't do it. And he's done it 7 times at least. So I want to know what the context of those conversations are that have happened after the fact illegally. Again, these are for entertainment purposes only. It's all alleged. My opinions. No facts. Do your own research. Ooh. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So starting off with the Three of Wands, this is activity, but it's also validation. Trump wanted validation from Putin. That's the whole reason that he has reached out to him and had conversations with him. And I do think it's Trump reaching out to Putin. But I think it's because he wants to be validated. He wants that, like, look at me, because he's so insecure. So he wants that. He wants to be able to say, like, oh, I'm friends with Vladimir Putin, which is a weird want to have, but it is. With the Six of Wands, or excuse me, with the Six of Swords reversed, this is about a need to escape. A need to escape. Possible delays, being afflicted, but a need to escape. I wonder who has a need to escape between Trump and Putin. We're coming out of this Page of Wands reversed energy. Page of Wands reversed is communication issues, specifically electronic communication issues. So there could have been issues between them. There could have been technical issues, but there also could have been some type of issues with translation, things being lost in translation. But I feel like that's in the past and they've worked through that and they're moving forward now. What we're going towards, though, is this energy of persecution or martyrdom. Who would persecute who? This could be Russia doing something to Trump, hurting Trump, which we don't want. We don't want anyone being taken out, okay? But I'm wondering if this is like a hint towards Trump not being here and it looking like, him being like a martyr. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. This is all about a change of luck. This is misfortune. Putin wants there to be misfortune for the United States and for Trump. That is what he wants. That is his goal. He's a snake. Okay? He wants all progress and forward momentum to stop. We have a wheel. It's reversed. It's not going anywhere. We also have the Chariot up here, reverse, not going anywhere. He wants to stop the forward movement of the U.S. That is what his aim is. That is what his goal is. The Two of Swords reverse is being blind to manipulation. Trump, even though everyone else in the whole wide world can see that he's being manipulated by Putin, Trump cannot see it. He does not. He's completely blind to it. He does not see it at all. You cannot tell him nothing. He thinks that he has the upper hand on Putin, which he absolutely doesn't. And he's just completely blind to the manipulation. There's a lot of manipulation that happens on those conversations. Next, we have the Six of Coins. This is like charity. This is giving something to someone. I feel like Trump thinks that Putin is being so generous and charitable. Putin's giving Trump so much information about things that are going on in the world and so many secrets. And this is what Trump thinks. Okay, this isn't reality, but this is what he thinks. He thinks that obviously he's important because Putin's giving him all of this information. The information he's getting, though, is like surface, just silly, not important information. But again, it's that appearance of being generous. The Seven of Wands, this is all about deception. This is all about deception and lying. This is the environment that they're in. Both of them are deceiving one another. Both of them are lying to one another. Both of them have a lot of secrets that they are hiding, and neither one of them are being honest. There's a ton of inconsistencies. So like what they say in one conversation will be like completely different in another. So like Trump might say something went some way, and then the next conversation he'll say it went a different way. Like there's and Putin does it too. There's just complete inconsistency on both sides. And then we have the chariot reverse. This is going the wrong direction. This is turbulation. Eventually, the relationship is going to become incredibly turbulent. But I think it probably already is now. But I feel like Trump is just not perceptive enough to see it. And I keep having to clear my throat. I feel like it's very much like throat chakra, like being shut down, not being able to communicate, someone trying to silence someone, something with being able to communicate, something with the throat chakra. Oops, what's going on here? I want to get some What's the Vibe cards to see what other additional information we can get. Legal. Okay. Drowning. So they're discussing all of these different things. I'm sure they're discussing, law, policy, what can be done, what can't be done. And I feel like Trump is very much in over his head when it comes to Putin, but he doesn't have sense enough to know it. He's drowning. He's absolutely drowning, and he can't even see it. I wonder if his handlers or advisors are like being honest with him, like, hey, dude, recharge. So I think this is like a recharging of that relationship. I think that there was probably an interesting break between them. But now that Trump is going to be stepping into the presidency, there's this like recharge. We have hopeless. Something is hopeless in this situation. Very interesting, you guys. Okay, I want to get final energy for the situation with Trump and NATO. Going back to kind of circle back around and finish this off where we began. I want final energy for the relationship between Trump and the U.S. and the NATO nations. Putin very much does not want Ukraine to ever have the possibility of becoming part of NATO. And I feel like that's something that Trump is going to capitulate to. Was that what the conversation was about? Were they asking Trump if he was going to agree when he becomes president to revoke permanently Ukraine's ability to apply to NATO? If he did that, he would be taking away the rights of a sovereign nation. You can't do that. I mean, just legally, it's every country, every sovereign nation has the right to do its own thing. Okay, so final cards, final energy between Trump and NATO. We have reunion. So there's going to be continued discussions. That's too many. Continued talks. They're going to be getting back, speaking. We have faithfulness. Faithfulness. We have servant. What is this? We have consolation. One more card, please. Oh. Waiting. Okay, so what I think is going to happen is I think they're going to offer something to Trump, some kind of deal, or it's not going to be like NATO offering it. It's going to be like if you do this, we're going to have this other country, or it's going to be some kind of a weird deal. So in return for his faithfulness, he's going to get a consolation. This is a consolation. So he's going to be waiting for this thing that he's going to get by staying in this group and remaining faithful. So I do think that they're going to have to like bribe him essentially to stay in NATO. I do think that they're going to try to bribe him. Servant of the people, president, receiving a consolation, waiting for a consolation, getting a consolation for his faithfulness, and staying with NATO. Okay, you guys, well, we will just have to wait and see. Once again, these are for entertainment purposes only. Okay, you guys, so don't go out and like make bets according to my predictions or my tarot readings. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me again. If you haven't already liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're interested in any of the decks I use, click on the description box down below. There's a link to my website, and you can find links to all of these decks there. Don't forget, if you want to join our members only club where we do member only live readings, the link to that is also in the description box. And finally, if you have not yet subscribed, please click that little circle on the screen right now so that you can be subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.